Well, it's time to try your hand at poker in the crypto world style. We have a couple of talented individuals that are going to show us how they have matched the two worlds together. But just before we start, I have to do a little disclaimer. This is not a recommendation for purchase. It's just showing off some talented people what they're doing in the crypto world. So stand by. Let's get started. This is the Swarm Unplugged podcast, where we introduce you to the best and the brightest in the crypto universe, with thousands of ideas to learn from people in all areas of crypto. We want to explore as many as possible. I'm Christopher Knight, so let's get started. Now, would I give you a bad deal today? I mean, literally. We're going to deal some cards and put them on the table so that you can tell exactly what you're getting from your token, and a very, very profitable token. As a matter of fact, it has really increased in price since it first came out. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about all the mechanics and what it's going to do in the future, how it's been put together, and learn a little bit about how it's done, how the sausage is made from the inside out. I'm Christopher Knight, but before I even mention the other person, the former co-host of this program, which I've asked to come back again because I had so much demand for him to be a part of this. My co-host, Tony K.
Chris.
Yeah.
I'm counting chips, buddy. So I got all my chips out here.
Potato chips?
Ready to go?
What?
They don't play chips. They're real chips. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. All right. Do you know how to play? Do you know how to play poker?
Well, I got these things here. Somebody told me it's a pack of cards. I don't know what you do with them, but
okay, all right.
But we're gonna. I'm hoping our guest can kind of give me some tips on how to spend all this money, because I got loads of them.
I don't even know if our guests even play poker, but they sure are. They're tackling the poker world, that's for sure. So
I got to tell you something.
Yeah,
I got a major dilemma, and I know you can help me.
Of course, I can.
I got a problem with my neighbor.
Oh my God! You know, this is. You said you really liked your neighbor. What's this all about? Huh?
His tree hit my drone.
No way.
It did. Look, broke. It actually broke my drone. I don't know how to deal with him. His tree hit my drone. What do I do about that? Any advice?
Well, I'd go over and knock on his door and talk to him about it. You know, it was his tree that knocked down the drone, right? So,
well,
have you talked to him?
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Well, the trouble is, his wife's the captain of an airline, and she knows how to fly. And I don't know whether she's going to take it the wrong way, but their tree did the damage as far as I'm concerned. There's got to be some restitution.
Well, but I can't wait till episode 2 of this particular event. I'd like to have a picture of the tree and the culprit. You know, trees get to have a way of walking in front of things. It always happens. Yeah.
The attorneys are already on it.
I figure so.
I'm telling you.
But we don't have to worry about attorneys today, because we have a couple of guests that are way on top of all the legal side and everything else of poker in the metaverse, so to speak. And so let's bring on our guest today. It's Dave and Alex. Join us and let's say hi. Welcome to the podcast, gentlemen.
How's it going?
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thanks for having us.
You were glad to be here until you heard us start, right? That's after the end of it. But anyway, we are very fascinated by what you're developing, have developed, not just developing. And who wants to give us a little overview of what you're doing right now?
Go ahead,
Alex.
David.
You want to start?
David?
I'll start. We've launched Poker Mania token on PancakeSwap. We have a few exchanges to announce later in the podcast. Our concept, our use case is we're developing an app that has tiered poker tournaments that you can buy in with our token. And the finality of this tiered poker tournament setup is an annual live 1,000-person final tournament where our built-in tokenomics act as the jackpot. So 3% of every transaction on our coin goes directly into a jackpot wallet, and that is accumulating as we speak, and it's going to be big. We're going to partner with casinos all over the world and hold them at different locations. We're going to have an NFT marketplace on our app. The players will actually be rewarded NFTs for different accomplishments in the tournaments brackets. Alex, what am I missing? Add to it.
It's kind of interesting. The take that we have on the NFT merging with the tournament poker play. I mean, when you're playing poker, there's a lot of time spent at the table waiting for other people to act. And in past poker apps, you've always had the avatar that you could place like a cigarette or a drink or some sort of visual expression of your characters, and we've replaced that with NFTs. So now instead of having something that didn't really serve any purpose while you're sitting there at the table, you can have your very expensive NFTs on display or trophy NFTs that you've won in our tournaments, sort of to advertise your skill to the rest of the players, so to speak. And so all of these NFTs will be basically clickable and expanded into each player's personal NFT gallery, where all these NFTs that they've accrued from around the internet, rare collectible NFTs or trophy NFTs or NFTs that they've purchased from our gift shop. So that's kind of the take that we're going forward with on our NFT marketplace. We have another interesting aspect to our token in that we're exploring the metaverse. To our knowledge, we're the first actual poker game in a metaverse or planning to be in a metaverse. There's a lot of speculation that the metaverse is going to be like the next internet. And so just like the internet, gambling laws apply. So with our unique structure, we're not providing a platform for anyone to gamble on so much as we were providing a platform for people to purchase, tournament entries with our token. So no actual gambling actually takes place on our app. Rather, the chips that the players are using during gameplay have no monetary value. So they're purchasing a tournament entry, and depending on their skill, how far they go in the tournament. Obviously, once they hit certain milestones within the brackets, they'll be awarded trophy NFTs that can be bought and sold. And once they've completed the in-app features of the tournament, and they've been selected for the in-person televised tournaments, they'll be awarded another NFT, which is their entry to that in-person tournament. So, if a person decided to sit there and play through the tournament on the app and then want to sell their NFT entry, they could do so. And what's nice about that structure is we would actually see some revenue from that sale. So that's kind of our NFT strategy with the platform. We also have another cool little idea that we've put together. We're in partnership with a company that designs, manufactures, and places poker machines in casinos. So they're actually making our own version of our gambling platform, and it'll be more than just poker. People and patrons in casinos will be able to play table games, craps, roulette, whatever they want, and all of that will be playable in Poker Mania token or fiat currency. And the players, once they've been at the machine, obviously we receive some revenue from that machine being used. So 50% of that revenue will feed directly into our liquidity pool. So it's kind of like the Matrix. We'll have a bunch of little machines out there powering up our liquidity pool for us.
How would the person get Poker Mania tokens, though, when they walk up to a machine? They're not going to have them in, necessarily going to have them. So wouldn't more fiat be used in those machines than
Of course
tokens?
more fiat will be used. We already see that as a reality. One day we hope that that's not the case, but I assume that when we place these machines, we'll be bringing on that casino as a partner. Part of the incentive for them to place our machines on their gaming floors is our in-person events will be televised. The jackpot wallet grows with every transaction. So it's going to be a pretty large incentive for these casinos to want to have that event take place at their casino. So casinos that partner with us and place our machines on their gaming floor are the ones that will be in the running for us to select our annual tournament from.
Okay. So that's their incentive because they're getting publicity via a live event.
Correct. And then obviously we're going to pay to, put our tournament on there.
Now, will they be receiving any Poker Mania tokens I
imagine that will be the case. We haven't got that far into negotiations yet. Our philosophy on Poker Mania token has been very, very tight coin disbursement. Distribution makes or breaks coins. People play fast and loose and then go try to hit a centralized exchange, and the project completely dies. So when that time comes, we'll definitely be looking at what's fair, what's needed for the situation to happen. Obviously, they're going to have some tokens if they're going to operate in it. But that's a real concern for us, is to restrict coin distribution as much as possible.
All right, with the let's use a kind of a hypothetical in a way, not a hypothetical. I want to play on your app, and I assume, is your app active and running now or not? Is it still?
It's in development. We're probably about 2 to 3 months out from launch.
Okay. With the app once it's live, and I want to play poker. Do I just go on there and find a poker game, or do I actually get into a tournament that's already pre-scheduled? How can I, as a poker player, get involved in that app at all?
So the tournaments will be starting every day. We'll have a 4-month period for people to qualify before the tournament structure starts over again. But if you get put out of the tournament at any point, you'll be able to purchase more tokens to re-enter the tournament at the bottom and try to work your way back up to earning a seat at the in-person event.
How many tokens does it take for me to play?
That's to be determined. It just kind of depends on where our token is at value-wise when the app actually launches.
Okay. Now, let's move on now to the live tournaments, which, of course, you're just in the process of searching out and getting set up. But in those live tournaments, how is that going to operate? How is that going to benefit Poker Mania as a tokenomics situation?
In the in-person events, they're already going to be they've already earned their seat in the tournament, so there's no re-added. There's no incentive for them to spend any token at that event for the tournament entry per se. We have talked about making concessions, rooms, things of that nature to be payable in the token. But I'm sorry, could you reiterate the question again?
Well, just how does the live tournament benefit?
Right. So the benefit of the live tournament brings a lot of notoriety, a lot of media attention. We'll have it televised. We'll have everybody talking about this. We'll have the poker world focused on this because the jackpot size is going to be pretty large. I imagine as long as our token maintains a fairly decent price, and we're able to get a fair amount of volume going on some of these exchanges, I imagine our jackpot's going to be very attractive to a lot of these professional poker players out there. So that's going to be the benefit to the tournament of the in-person event. Having the accolades of actually winning this event, bragging rights is going to be huge on top of the actual wallet that you win as well. And one thing on that, the jackpots can be getting pretty large, and the winner of the in-person annual tournament isn't going to win the whole jackpot. They're going to win a percentage of that. That jackpot wallet goes to incentivize, all sorts of other, giveaways and trophies and, mid-level purses that they're going to win, wallets. But if they do get to be too large, we reserve the right to lock them and time release them so that we don't run the token of being dumped, risk of being dumped in any way.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now you started when with the this particular token? When did you start, and what? Tell us a little history about it. When it started, and
David?
how it started, and where it is now. Tell us about Pokermania token.
Absolutely. We launched 15 days ago, 2 Tuesdays, 2 weeks from yesterday. So we're on day 15 of the project. We had actually been in negotiations with another project for several weeks and thought that project was going to be our next one. And the timeline of our that project got pushed back, and we pivoted to Pokermania. So we're in the early stages. We're still on PancakeSwap. We launched on our first exchange Friday on TokenPi. We're launching on Bitmart on the 12th. So we've got kind of a big week and a half ahead of us. But yeah, we're in the first early steps of this project.
Okay, and to give us a little idea of pricing.
Last I looked before this show, we were at 50 cents with a market cap of $25 million.
Okay, and where did you start when you released?
0.001.
Okay.
So,
right.
Yeah, I talked to a guy in message. He was our first buyer, and I think he spent a couple $100, and he's got $180,000 worth of coins.
Yeah. That wouldn't hurt. That wouldn't hurt. Yeah, it wouldn't break my heart at all. Tony, what have you got to say?
Well, first of all, how many actual tokens are there? Somebody asked in the chat. They asked
50 million.
Correct.
Say it again.
50 million.
Okay, good. So the idea of these tokens that you got, I'm hoping that I can trade them in to some of my tokens right here. Can you see them? I got them stacked up. And
yeah.
Where can I cash these in, first of all?
You're a poker player, Tony.
We got the wrong poker chips there.
Wait a minute now. Hold on.
Those are official.
They are. They actually are. Yeah. So
we're actually going to have a presence at the World Series of Poker this weekend. Actually, our partner, Tony Wasaya, aka Tony Tag. He's a professional poker player with several cashes this year. He actually rivered a straight to beat Daniel Negreanu to get into the WSOP event this weekend. But we have a lot of merch. We have shirts, T-shirts, hats, and we have some pleasant young ladies that are going to go and hand them out at the events. And pretty much demand that the players put them on and wear them. So we're going to get a lot of we'll get a lot of free exposure on the ESPN event.
So that's what I was going to ask you. How would we be able to see that? So give us an idea of how someone can watch that or see it. If it's
You know
live
what?
or-
That's a really good question. To my knowledge, it's on ESPN, one of the ESPN channels. I'll have to look and find out exactly which one it's going to be on. I haven't watched poker on TV for a while, admittedly, but yeah. So I also have a friend named Jason Pinsky, who's editor for Vice News. And his business partner does all of the video production for the World Series of Poker. Found that out this morning. So we're in the process of setting up an interview for Tony to be on television wearing all of our gear
That's
and talking about the coin launch on Bitmart.
I'm actually quite jealous because you've got a friend. I'm still looking for one, and I haven't
We're
had
your
much
friend,
luck
Tony.
in that department.
Let's go play some poker.
Absolutely. Your total is 50 million. How many are in distribution right now?
Right now we have, I believe, about 10.2 million in circulation.
Okay. And how's the rest of it structured? How's that going to be meted out over time? Or, sometimes when there's a big stash that's in non-distribution, it can affect everybody's apple cart. So how are you planning on distributing the rest of your coins?
So obviously I was saying earlier that the coin distribution is one of our main concerns. So we're being very tight with that. We're not doing airdrops. We're not doing, we're not doing the typical new coin. Let's throw our coins to everybody who will go out there and shill it for us. Bots, all the fake traffic. We're not doing that. Our philosophy is to have organic growth, organic traffic, real people playing real games, and get away from all of that. That way we can not have so many coins out there floating around for people to go and exchange and dump the price on us for no reason. So the coin distribution is going to be as follows. 20% is reserved for the development team. We're using 30% for marketing and exchanges. And then 50% we're going to leave locked and use as needed. Hopefully we're not going to be using any of that, and we'll end up blocking that 50%. So that's loosely what our distribution strategy is for right now.
Okay. So in essence, this is maybe I'm looking at it wrong, but this is a coin with two faces, like most coins, or tokens in this case. One has a use case, one side has a use case, and the other side seems to almost be a meme coin. Am I wrong here, or am I mistaken, you think?
That's the idea. We want to go viral with this. Poker is everywhere. Poker is in every country. It's bigger than, any one influencer could possibly be. So definitely, most certainly, we want to be a meme coin, but we don't want to be a meme coin without any substance to it. We most certainly have a use case, and that use case is expanding and becoming more and more relevant, especially with the introduction of our project to the metaverse, providing these tournaments and gaming where people can actually win monetary prizes, and have it not be considered gambling. Is really a huge opportunity for not only the people the projects that are actually making the metaverse, but for ourselves as well, and holders of our coin.
Right. Now, so also that you're trying to build up your liquidity pool. What's happening in that area?
So part of our tokenomics, 1% of every transaction feeds directly into our liquidity pool. We do have our own money that we're putting into liquidity over the course of this next week, gearing up for our Bitmart listing on November 12th. We have our poker, our gaming platforms once we place in casinos, those will be adding directly to our liquidity pool. We also are looking into yield farming and staking. So we're going to incentivize people to provide liquidity into our pool as well.
Okay.
How would that work as far as the staking and
we're looking at a couple different platforms right now. The one that we're probably going to be going forward with is Yale Finance. A colleague of ours actually helped launch Yale Finance, so there's a close relationship there and a very good understanding of how they operate. So,
Yeah.
excellent.
Tony, is this something you would get involved with as far as playing, or do you
I don't know, my chips are getting high here.
I know I know you're getting higher and higher, but you're not making any money. There's the problem right there.
you're asking if we had any poker experience. I actually do. I played poker for a long time. My dad was a poker dealer. I was born in Reno, Nevada, and so he worked at one of the casinos there, John Squagus Nugget. And I've always played tournament poker. I'm not much of a cash game player, but just something about dealing somebody out a bad beat. I just love it. And in fact, that's one thing that we should address that I forgot to bring up. The NFTs that we're bringing on as a part of our project. That's going to be part of it. When two famous players go up head to head on a tournament, and that's something that's relevant to not only the game but the community. Let's say Daniel Negreanu bad beats Phil Ivey on the river with a straight that gut shot straight. We can actually NFT that, and it'll be forever traded on the blockchain. And whoever received that bad beat's never going to be able to live that down. we can trade it back and forth, and whoever wants to can own that particular tragedy.
Oh no, you're going to advertise it from here on. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay, now that let's roll back around to NFTs. If I were to win a tournament and I received an NFT as a trophy, so to speak, and it's possible that I could sell it, I suppose. But then if I were to face another player and he would show me that NFT, I would think he won the tournament. So how do you police that? It seems like the trophy is the trophy for that one individual. So what's happening there?
It wouldn't be a blank trophy. It would be, something specific to that player. So if they ever did choose to sell it, it would be recorded that was their trophy for that win.
Okay.
Whatever year, whatever specific tournament it was that they won.
Okay.
Well,
Would you be
that NFT could possibly, in itself, if there's enough of them over time, could also generate some interest and collectible value and stuff like that, and obviously
Correct.
have some tradable value. So I'm assuming that's part of your.
That's the idea. There's a lot of content that gets put out there just for the World Series of Poker, for instance. These tournaments are televised. People are emotionally connected to the players, and just like football, you're going to root for your home team, and the memorabilia for that is collectible and highly collectible and getting more valuable as we speak. So I think that's a natural progression for the NFT market and for our platform.
Hey, you might want to take a look at the NBA format and the success they've had with NFTs for various players, and just mimic it across to the poker world.
Exactly.
Anyway.
There's a lot of crossover there. I agree.
Right.
You'd mentioned at the beginning that there was something that you might tell us about, and I don't know if now's an appropriate time, but it seems like you've got another project that you said you started on, and you pivoted over to Pokermania.
David, you want to handle that one? I feel like I've been dominating the convo. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's all right. This is a big announcement, actually. One that we've been in negotiations with Ice Cube, one of the original members of NWA.
Okay, slow down for me, David. I want you to say that again. Who did you just say? Tell me
Ice
his name
Cube,
again.
O'Shea Jackson.
We are talking about the Ice Cube. Is that what you're telling me right now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, didn't he play baseball? Didn't he play baseball or something? Wasn't that what he did?
He's an icon. He's a movie star. He's a rapper. He's affiliated with the Big Three Basketball League. He's the leader of the Raider Nation for the Las Vegas Raiders. He is a self-made entrepreneur on all levels, and we are highly thrilled to be partnering with him and releasing Ice Cube Coin in late November.
Okay. Now you've done it again. Now back up. What you're going to release? What did you say?
Ice Cube Coin.
Ice Cube Coin. Wow.
Yes, sir.
All I can say is congratulations, Alex, David. That's massive. That's huge. And I appreciate you. I mean, this is the first that the public's going to hear about it. So you announced it right here first. Thanks for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's truthfully, and Alex and I have been talking about being somewhat anonymous on this project, and we kind of go back and forth on the level of exposure we want to attach ourselves to, just from a standpoint of Ice Cube sells himself. He's the marketing guy here, so we don't have to try and get everybody we know to buy this coin. That's going to be handled for us, and obviously, what we're doing is there's monetary incentive, of course, but sometimes when you come into a windfall, people around you just changes relationships. So we're thinking that there's going to be a level of anonymity that we're going to try and keep. But yes, it's a big deal. We're super excited. We've been in negotiations for a couple months. And the timeline on that project got pushed back, and Poker Mania was a project that we basically pivoted to and just kind of changed the order of which ones we were going to do first.
Well, and it just works out really. The timing for everything's worked out really well. We had the project in our back pocket, so to speak. We had a casino in Costa Rica that wanted us to make a coin for them. We'd been going back and forth on that. So when we got delayed with Ice Cube, we said, hey, let's go ahead and launch this. Especially with Ice Cube being in Las Vegas all the time, being the leader of the Raider Nation, and plus us having a few people in our network actually playing in the World Series. It couldn't have worked out better. So our project is only 15 days old. And we do have a few growing pains that we're addressing. But we're going straight to TokePi on Friday, and then Bitmart November 12th. So we look forward to that being a very big, successful launch for Poker Mania. And then we will be following it up with a debut listing of Ice Cube coin, symbol Ice Cube, on Bitmart as well.
Well, if you didn't have some hiccups, there'd be something wrong. So that's just the normal way. If you said it went smoothly, it'd be like, okay, get ready for the storm. So
with anything that explodes,
excellent.
Quicker than you anticipated, there's going to be some things that you have to address, just from the sheer amount of volume that you're seeing. So those are a few of the issues that we're addressing at the moment. We have our website being updated as we speak, with our roadmap. We have our white paper up on there. So anybody can go and peruse the white paper and see in detail exactly what our strategy is moving forward.
All right, I'm going to move back to Ice Cube for a moment. You guys, of course, considered that at first. That was one of your first, I guess, concepts. But anyways, an earlier concept which had to shift aside for a moment. But you're right. Ice Cube is a tremendous individual marketer, without a doubt. But I know that you have also thought of the various techniques that you're going to use to get it more into, and I hesitate to say this because it's overused oftentimes, get it into the viral mode, which it seems like it could be. Now, so how do you plan on projecting it? How many different areas are you going into that he's involved with?
Alex?
Our initial plan is to obviously release press releases. We have some pretty good Hollywood PR agents that we work with. So getting it into the mainstream media is the immediate goal. Having an A-list celebrity launching into the crypto space with a use case will be newsworthy, and we're pretty confident we'll get picked up into the news cycle, at least for the 24 or 48-hour news cycle. So with that, we also have Ice Cube directly marketing on all of his social media accounts, wearing the brand, talking about it. So that's the immediate goal, to get us into a viral state, so to speak.
So what is the use case? You mentioned a use case. What is that?
Exactly. Yeah.
So he has a huge economic footprint already. Again, we don't want to talk about it too much because we haven't actually launched yet. But he has a basketball league. He has a production company. His songs date back, decades, the hits. So shows, merchandise, all things Ice Cube will most likely be attainable through Ice Cube coin.
One thing I'd like to add for the benefit of Ice Cube, and goes into our timeline, is he's got an NFT that's dropping on the 17th. And I feel it'd be appropriate for us to give him some publicity on that NFT. It'll be out November 17th.
Well, David, if he wants to be really big, the best thing he can do is come on this show and release it here.
Right.
I mean, if he really wants to take his notoriety to the next level, that's what he needs to do.
He's a very, very busy guy. It's difficult for us to even get on the phone with him, but we'll definitely bring that up. I'm sure he's already aware, but if he's not, we'll make sure that he is.
There it is.
There you go. And everybody heard it first right here today.
That's right.
Now, that his NFT is going to be available on what platform?
I'm not sure. Alex, did he tell you?
I believe it's on OpenSea, but I'm not sure.
Okay. All right.
That's a good question. We weren't prepared for his NFT.
That's all right.
We're not actually involved in that. We're just waiting for that to drop, and then we're going to drop Ice Cube coin.
Okay.
That was what our timeline was backed up based upon. He thought it was going to release sooner, and when he just from a strategic standpoint, he wanted to do the NFT first and the coin second. So that was why we pivoted towards Poker Mania, and also just to show Ice Cube, that we can do this. We want you to be part of the next one, so.
Well, that pivoted really well for you because you were going to go with him first, and then because of obvious things that everyone has is challenges and everything to get to where you're going, because this is a huge move, obviously, and so.
Well, I would say the next step is to get him to promote Poker Mania token for us now.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Cube, we need a post.
Well, David, there's something that's interesting. You're about to get involved with a very famous person, and I understand that you have had some experience as far as being in the public eye and being kind of a celebrity in the past. Tony, what did we hear about that?
Well, what it was basically, David was he was actually into sports, and he was big. Yeah, he was, and I'm pretty sure it was American football. I'm not going to say British football because we know that's the real football. But anyway, and it's not rugby. So anyway, he was supposedly he was in. I don't know. I've heard rumors.
Yeah, we did talk to a friend of his, and they gave us some actual footage. So let's let everybody see who this really is that we've been talking to.
I'd love to.
hiding all this from us. David, what's going on here?
I've got a distinguished past, don't I?
Yeah,
Yes,
you
you
do.
do.
That's quite outstanding. No wonder Ice Cube probably knew you personally before you ever even talked to him, didn't he? Huh?
Yeah. Honestly, Alex is friends with Ice Cube's cousin, and he was the one that plugged us with Ice Cube. And he is a busy guy. So we're really looking forward to that launch, and we have very, very high hopes and expectations for that project. But we feel the same way about Poker Mania, and that's the subject of the day. So I want to make sure and reiterate, we are on Pancake Swap. It runs on the Smart Chain blockchain. It's available to swap now. TokePi will be launching Friday, and then the big one is Bitmart on the 12th. So we've got some big steps ahead of us in the next week and a half, and I want to make sure that focus. Ice Cube is going to be, our legacy project, I think, but Poker Mania is definitely gotten a lot of attention already.
Well, we're gonna have a lot of fun with Poker Mania. That's what I'm looking forward to. I've always had, an affinity for playing poker, and now my girl can't get mad at me for playing it. I actually have an excuse to go sit at a poker table for 4 or 5 hours.
Marketing.
Well, as I understand it,
I'm not mad about that.
The Tokomania token is also, of course, had a quick rise since you've only been out for several weeks, but I think it's been at a high above what it's at right now. So it has some space to increase as far as the price of the token itself is concerned. And we, Tony and I, and of course Rick, which you will be joining us right now. Rick also wants to wish you the very best, because we know how much work it takes to come up with projects like this, and more so to pull them off and make them work. So great job, guys. We really appreciate your sharing with us today. And with both of them, we've already shown how to reach you for Poker Mania. And I don't know if there's going to be a way to reach you on the other one or not. And if so, let us know so that we can put that word out as well. Anything you would like to say as we wrap up here? Either one of you, Alex or David, anything you'd like to say?
I just want to say thank you for the opportunity for us to come on the show. And I think we've already discussed coming back after our launches. So we look forward to that as well. But yeah, we're just really blessed to have this opportunity with you and your viewers. Thank you.
Same here. I'd love to reiterate that and add one thing. As our partnership, potential partnership with TCG Metaverse develops, we'd love to come back, keep you guys apprised of that, and maybe bring them on with us.
I can definitely see. Yeah, I just want to add my 3.5 cents.
Yes, well, I wanted you to go ahead and chime in, because I know you've got some ideas yourself. Go ahead.
Well, I can certainly see the excitement level in both of you from both aspects, from the Pokemania token as well as the ICE token. So you guys definitely have your work cut out for you, but all exciting stuff coming forward, and I'm real happy for you guys.
Thank you, Rick.
I don't normally recognize people that comment, but do either one of you know Ancient Tech Gaming? Is that a friend of yours?
Not that I'm.
Okay, well, I would just tell Ancient Tech Gaming, if he's got something to share, get with us. We'd love to talk to you as well. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us again, and we will again see you in in the metaverse, I should say, right? In
Yes,
the metaverse.
sir.
Thank you so much. And as we close out this episode of the Swarm Unplugged, I was want to say thank you to Tony K and to Rick Scherer for their wonderful, wonderful work. And
See my
magic
hand?
tricks. Here we go. It's all over now. He is going to be doing this all day long. I can't wait till the next phone call I get from him because he'll be talking poker. As we close out, always remember to listen, learn, and give. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Swarm Unplugged podcast. Be sure to hit the follow button and leave us a glowing comment. Gravitate yourself to be on the podcast so you are the next one to introduce themselves to the Be Social community. See you on the next episode.